Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Jack's Tech Channel, and today's another episode of Question Time where you guys ask me your questions through any form of social media. You can send me questions through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, the YouTube comments. Any way you'd like, go ahead and send me questions and I answer them in these types of videos. They do not have to be tech related at all, but I want to try to keep it mostly tech related questions. Question number one, what's something you'd like to study in college? Oh, if I go to college I would probably want to study something with business, just because business interests me. I'm taking a business class in high school right now, but at the same time, business class, at least the way I see it, is kind of like you're doing a business class to go start a business, where you could just go start a business and learn along the way. So I guess it's kind of more a thing you could just go do business, but I mean, I guess if I had to take a class in college, it'd probably be something to do with business. Question number two, do you prefer the Galaxy S6 or the iPhone 6s? Really, I don't have a personal preference on either one. I would use either phone. I probably would lean more towards the iPhone 6s just because it's the iPhone and I love the iPhone interface and everything about the iPhone. But at the same time, the Galaxy S6 is not a bad phone at all, and it's actually a very good phone. And I really don't have a personal preference. I'd probably use each of them, just try out the different features on both of them. But yeah. Question number three, how old is your cat? Now, my cat is about 2 years, I think, or 2.5 years, somewhere around there. But we got her like 2 years ago in the winter, or like right before it was like the fall, end of November, I think is when we got her. So she was, I forget how old, but she was pretty small. Now she's pretty big, and she's not around. I don't know where she is. She always likes to hide and come out randomly to go eat food or something like that. So I think about 2 years old. Question number four, do you like the new Apple interface that was released in iOS 7? Now, honestly, I've had it for so long that it's kind of just become a thing that I'm used to, and I guess I like it now. I like it actually more than the old one. I think the old one kind of, like, now that when you look at, like, stuff that's from that time and, like, the old icons and stuff, it actually doesn't, like, that looks weird, like, especially here. I didn't know I brought this out in the last one, but the iPad box, this has the old apps right here on the front of it. This was even when YouTube was an app that came on the iPad. And like looking at some of these apps now, they just like look different but strangely like familiar. It's kind of weird. Like look at the iPod app right there. Like that is old. And I like the new interface, but at the same time I kind of miss the old one. Question number five, are you going to drive on your birthday? Now for those of you who don't know, my next birthday, which would be in 2016, is September 6th. So that's when I'm going to legally be able to drive, like, I'm going to be 16. So maybe I'll drive. I still don't have my permit yet, which I was supposed to get, like, let's see here, the 18th of December. So my driver's training thing kind of shut down, so I didn't get to get my permit and all that. But once I get that, then I'll be able to practice driving and be eligible for my license and then get it. So if I can drive on my birthday, then I probably will. Question number six, when did you first start getting into tech stuff? Oh, I think when I really started to get into tech stuff was when me and my friends would start to film, like, videos and stuff, and then I'd go on and edit them and just kind of like figure out how to do all that stuff. Back then it was super hard to like edit and try to find that stuff, like to import the files and all that. At least for me, I thought it was, but again, like people who already did it thought it was easy. Kind of like now, I think doing it is super easy, but some people think it's super hard. But I think really when I started to get into editing, and that's when I really started to find my love for technology. I think when I finally got my first iPod, that's when I kind of fell in love with gadgets and just started wanting a bunch of gadgets and stuff. So I think it was probably like, oh gosh, maybe 7 years ago was when I started to get into technology. Question number seven, if you were the owner of Apple, what three things would you invent? A lot of the things that I would invent, well, if I was the owner of Apple, it would probably be most of the same stuff they have already like rumored to come out or they have already released. I guess one of the things that I would invent would probably be the Apple television, like an actual TV designed by Apple, and then probably some sort of upgrade to the Apple Watch to kind of make it, I don't really know what I would do to upgrade the Apple Watch, but something like that, a new Apple Watch I guess I'd invent, and maybe an Apple gaming console. I'm really just thinking of basic stuff that I guess Apple could release, but those would be the three things I would invent. Question number eight, would you switch over to Android if Apple doesn't come out with anything good? I guess I could see myself using Android more if Apple starts to just decline. But as I said, I would still always use Apple, and I still use Apple and Android. I would just probably use Android maybe a little more than I do Apple if Apple started to decline. Question number 9. How's life right now? Life right now is pretty good. We just had Christmas. That was awesome. I'm getting ready to go to Wisconsin Dells. That's going to be an awesome little vacation. Doing YouTube right now. Loving YouTube. I'm about to hit 100 videos on my vlog channel, which is absolutely crazy. And I posted 100 videos, and I'm super excited for that. Life's just at a cool point right now where everything's happening. The only thing that I downfall in life right now is school. I hate how much time school takes up, and I kind of realized how I don't want to say invaluable, but how the idea of school is really kind of stupid, because you don't really learn anything that you're really going to use after you take the test and do that. So other than school, everything's going great right now. Question number 10. When will you cut your hair? I've been growing out my hair for a while now, and this is the longest I've ever let my hair grow. So I don't know when I'm gonna cut it. I'm probably gonna keep it long until it starts to get really annoying. I normally have to put my hair in a hat, wear a hat now constantly, just because it gets in my face a lot. And this is obviously I woke up a couple of hours ago, so it's probably all messy and weird. But once I take a shower, it just gets all over the place. So I probably will cut it once it starts to get really annoying. But I want to keep growing it long. Number 11. What do you think about the Apple Watch, and will you buy one? I think the Apple Watch is kind of a cool idea, and I probably won't buy one just because the whole idea of it for me is it's a phone that you have on your wrist, but most people have their phone right in their pocket. So it's to save motion from doing this, I don't really understand the purpose kind of behind the Apple Watch, but at the same time, it's a cool piece of technology. I probably won't end up getting it, but I mean, they look pretty cool. Question number 12. What's your opinion on a budget iPhone? Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, basically Apple has kind of rumored or asked basically what people would think about a budget iPhone, which would be the newest iPhone except at a cheaper price, and obviously would it be made out of the same stuff, or it'd have a lot less money into it, so it'd be a cheaper iPhone essentially. I don't really see the point of this, because if people really want an iPhone, you could go get the older generation of iPhone for free with a contract. So if you really want an iPhone, you could just get an older one. Now I understand the budget one would be the newest stuff that they could put in the phone, but still, I think if you want an iPhone, just go ahead and go get the older models and wait for the newer ones to get cheap and not become the newer models, so you can just keep upgrading like that. And question number 13, would you rather be poor and happy or rich and unhappy? I guess if I had to choose one of those, it would be poor and happy, just because I think happiness should always beat money. But at the same time, if you're rich, I don't understand how you could be unhappy, because you could do anything you want with all that money. You can take your family to places, travel the world, do all this sort of cool stuff, and money, I don't want to say money can buy you happiness, but things you can do with money can make you happy. So I don't see how you could be rich and unhappy, but if I had to choose, it'd be poor and happy. There are some questions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, you can send me your questions any way you'd like, and I'll answer them in these videos. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more videos down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.